All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Give me the heads up on the 5 by 5 or whatever the hell you guys give me. Appreciate it, though. Appreciate it for joining me tonight. Let's see. 420. All right, thanks, guys. All right, let's get on with the show. So, hopefully, I'm not spiking. Yeah, hopefully I'm not spiking out. Glad to see you. Much love. Thank you. All right, guys. So, where do we start with tonight? Now, yes, tonight's topics, by the way, is going to be New York City crime update because I don't know, the officials here keep lying about the crime going down, and all we are seeing here in the city, guys, with our own two eyes, is crime going up. So I don't know, like I guess the lying about the crime is so that they can get more tourists here. I don't know. The next subject is it's a what if New York City smallpox outbreak. Now I was going to release that video tomorrow, but I might as well talk about it tonight. And then we're going to talk about the possibility of World War III. World War III has always been around the corner. I don't think it's anything new. I think we all understand, what's going on around the world. And I know a lot of us understand that World War III is not going to be some overnight event. It's not going to be one thing that's going to boil over, if you will. It's going to be a multiple of incidences and occasions that are going to lead to World War III. But also, in some aspects, I think that we might not be headed there as fast as I thought we were. Deborah Millers, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. So, let's start with the lying as, what's his name? De Blasio, that piece of shit. I don't want to get started on him again because it's just going to fucking aggravate me. But, as a lot of you have known, crime has gone up since the mayor's taken office. He's gone easy on crime here in the city. For those of you that are going to hang out with me on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about the Wisconsin incident. And the Wisconsin incident, guys, that is what bail reform and going easy on criminals look like. That's exactly what it is. All right? When you go easy on criminals, when you let them out on low bail, shit like this happens, and it ultimately winds up biting only one person in the ass, right? But in this case, it looks like a lot of people are probably going to get blamed for him being out on such low bail. But we have to wait and see where that goes. Right now, they're focused on getting this guy life in prison. Wisconsin doesn't have the death penalty, sucks to say. They ended their death penalty back in 1853. So they were liberals back then. And then back in 2006, I think it was, they were trying to get it back. 55% of Wisconsin wanted the death penalty back, but it never came to fruition. So, anyway, guys, with that, I don't know, guys. According to the NYPD, crime has gone down. It's gone down, I think, in the last month or last couple of weeks or whatever it was. But a bunch of cops, or pretty much every cop in the NYPD, knows that shit is bullshit and it's a lie. They're responding to a lot more. I'm hearing way more sirens. I'm seeing way more crime. The Citizen app on my wife's phone, at least, because on mine it stopped working, but on my wife's phone, it goes off all the time. People are getting robbed at knife point. People are getting robbed at gunpoint. People are just getting beat up and robbed, right? Drive-by shootings are up like you wouldn't believe. Every day now, you turn the news on, there's a drive-by shooting at somebody's block, whether it's in Staten Island, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, right? And Staten Island, they're seeing their share of crime going up now. I mean, they've always had those shitty projects over there, but crime as a whole is just going up. And, guys, I don't know. Like I said, the lying about it is weird. I just think people are seeing it. They're outside going, holy shit, look at that dude get robbed. Oh, man, look at that lady get beat up. We're seeing it. People are recording it. The matter of fact, they're putting it on their phones and recording it. They're recording it for either the Citizen app or their own self. But nonetheless, guys, you're seeing more and more of this shit hit the internet. So, I mean, crime is spiked. Now, I think Adams might do well with crime, but I don't think he's going to do well with the rest of the city. I think that the rest of the city is going to suffer, but at least crime is going to go down. And again, that's what I think. I just think him being an old school cop from back in the days where they used to throw guys beatings for winking at them the wrong way. Now a cop, so much as stare at somebody the wrong way and they're getting written up, right? So it's the opposite. And there is a happy medium with fighting crime and cops being tough on crime. There is a happy medium, but it seems to be nobody wants to hit that happy medium. They just want to go all the way to the left or all the way to the right. So, Nelly, yeah, the world is going to shit. There's so much shit going on. It's insane. I mean, like, where do we start? Where do we stop? Right? A lot of shit's going on, guys. So, again, gang violence is running rampant throughout the city. The gang violence now, and the gang violence is so bad in the city, the gangs are breaking up and starting their own bullshit. Yeah, I mean, when I mean starting their own bullshit, for example, I think I explained this in one of my videos a while back. The Bloods, for example, are fractured into, like, let's say 23 different sets, right? So there's 23 different sets of Bloods, all by different names. The 176 set, the Washington Ave set, the Fort Tryon Park set, the Empire State Building set, and I'm just using names as an example. And they're fighting it out with each other. Meanwhile, the Crips, who are fucking, 4 or 5 blocks away from them, they're not even paying attention to them. They're fighting amongst themselves, and the Crips are fighting amongst themselves. Now, that says a lot about gangs, that they can't even get along, that they have to fracture, because a lot of the new blood will look at the old blood and be like, oh, that shit is old, no one's doing that anymore. I'm going to bounce. And while I bounce, I'm taking 15 guys with me, right? And then those 15 guys start a clique. Then that clique fucking breaks up because there's some infighting. And then, so now you got gang violence running out the ass, guys. And I don't know if they're actually taking blocks over, but they are shooting at one another. And part of the whole drive-bys going up is because of them. I told you guys, I think last week, there was a drive-by shooting around the corner from me where, we were in the house, we heard the gunshots. Like an asshole, I run outside to see what's going on. And I hear 2 guys saying that there was a kid running down the block in a black hoodie, holding his hood over his head. And then a car, BMW black or Mercedes black, came flying down the hill. Right? I don't know if it was going after him or it was fleeing the scene, but that was right around the corner. And I know a lot of you are going to say, get out of there, fucking leave. Yeah, I get it. We got to leave. But guess what, guys? Leaving is on pause right now. Carport Carl, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. Right? So, guys, again, gang violence is getting out of control. And I think the drug game it's definitely getting out of control. But I don't know much about the drug game, nor can I talk about it because I'm not in it. I don't have my ear to the ground with that. I know there's a couple of people I can talk to that will, get me up to speed on that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I don't think it's that important just to know that crime is going up. We all know, guys, they're having shootouts and or shooting at people at Times Square. There was some kind of a shooting incident at 38th Street and 5th Ave last week. So, and these are business areas. If I say Times Square, some of you might not know, Times Square is a busy tourist section, and 38th and 5th is more like a business area, right? So it's not hood, it's not a neighborhood, it's more business-like. I mean, there are a couple apartments there, but there's not enough for it to be crime there. Let's put it like that. And yet they had crime there. So nowhere in the city's safe. I talk a lot. I like that one, by the way. Thanks for the donation. I talk a lot. No, I would not start my own private security business. Private security is for fucking schmoes. And yes, if I was to do high end, and but to do high end, you have to have military background. I think, me personally, like Blackwater, Triple Canopy, those kind of security companies. You need to have a military background to do that. I wouldn't start a security business here in the city, and there are too many rules. Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation. That's the other thing. First and foremost, there's too many rules to start a security company here in the city. It's just like, why even have security? Security can't do anything but wait for the cops to get there kind of shit. Fuck that. I'm going to put the guys that I'm going to hire in danger because they want us to be hands off, and if the guy starts hitting us, that you got to like go in the opposite direction, defend yourself if your back's against the wall. Like it's a lot of stupid little dumb rules and a lot of shit they changed in the last couple of years. I used to be a bouncer, and when I used to bounce, guys, those were the fun days. When you were fucking throwing people around and cracking skulls, that shit was fun. When a guy wanted to get in a fight with you just to see how tough you were, and you fucking handed him his ass, those are the good days. You can't do that much anymore, man. Really can't. Alpha host, exactly. That's the other thing too. I didn't even think about that. You need like $1 million policy for lawsuits. So again, not worth it in the city of New York. I'd rather be my own security. But anyway, guys, and also robbery's up. That's the other thing, guys. Robbery's fucking out of control. Again, you're always hearing someone get stuck up in the city. Every time my wife wakes up in the morning, she looks at her phone, she's like, holy shit, there was a robbery right around the corner from us. Like every day, all day, guys, it's robberies. And it wasn't like that. Add love, very good. See, but add love, you have the experience to start a security service. I don't. I'm a fireman. My skills as a firefighter does not go anywhere outside the city. It just doesn't. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, you're a fireman, you'll get hired here, because it doesn't really work that way. A lot of places you need certifications. You need certifications, and a lot of the certifications we don't have. We, the city of New York, operate or march to our own beat. So therefore, our job doesn't transfer well in other places. And listen, guys, it is what it is. Just is what it is. We are one of the groups of people where they're like, you're a New York City fireman? Shit, there's not much we can do for you. Wolfang, well, thank you for your service. It says Navy Seabees here. Right, so again, guys, robbery's up. Domestic violence is up too. I mean, domestic violence is up, and it's probably going to go up in the next couple of months just because of all the shit that's going on, guys. I mean, everybody's stress levels are super high. You're trapped in a house with your fucking wife or your girlfriend or whoever the hell you're in a house with, and shit gets off. And especially if you lose your job because of the mandates, shit gets stressful. So domestic violence is up. I haven't heard anything in my building. Other than probably me and my wife, who we argue once in a blue moon now. We used to argue all the time. Now we argue like probably twice, 3 times a year, which is good. That just means we're getting used to each other's bullshit. But and I that's a good thing. That's all I can say about that. It's a very good thing. But guys, domestic violence, as far as cops, I've been told, cops are telling me that it's up. It's getting out of hand. And domestic violence got also the child abuse cases. Those are domestic violence as well. And a lot of those kids are getting their fucking asses handed to them for no reason, right? No reason at all. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But why are they lying about it? Like I said before, they're lying about it so that the tourists can come here. Because tourists are probably Googling how's crime in New York City right before they come here. And New York City's always had that bad stigma of if you go there, you're going to get robbed. Make sure you have enough money to give away to people. Keep your money in your sack and a purse under your shirt and all of the crazy shit. He gave you all these stupid tips, and the criminals know all those tips, so it's really pointless. But that's the only reason I could think of. Plus, they have the New Year's celebration at Times Square, and they want people to come back for that. The kick in the dick is you got to be vaccinated for the New Year's Eve party. So hopefully there's a no-show on that. Not a no-show, but there's a lot less people show up. But we will see, guys. We will see who are the drones and who are not. Even if you were vaccinated, you should still stand against tyranny and this communistic, Hitler-esque fascism, whatever that's going on, right? These guys are wrecking the country with their rules and regulations, and people are still supporting it by, again, turning out to Times Square and celebrating the New Year's. And New York City, one of the, first of all, most corrupt cities in the United States when it comes to politicians. They're the worst. And then secondly, taking everybody's jobs and freedoms away. Why would you want to come here and celebrate? So again, it's It's probably why they're lying about the numbers to get more people here. But who knows? Rock Prep 11. So yeah, they don't want to abolish the prisons. They just want to. For example, Rikers Island. If you're talking about prisons around the country, I don't know about that, but I know here in New York they want to get rid of Rikers Island, for example, right? So Rikers Island is an old island that has prisoners on it, and they want to get rid of Rikers Island for real estate reasons. Now, Rikers, they claim they want to get rid of Rikers Island because it receives this bad stigma of prisoners, and Rikers Island is needed for prisoners. But de Blasio wants to get rid of it because the real estate guys. If you look at Rikers Island, they did a helicopter, an aerial view of it, and I'm like, for the first time I saw the aerial view of it that I could remember. Now my mother was a correctional officer; she used to work on Rikers Island, so it wasn't like I could ever see the island as a whole. But when I saw the aerial view of it, I'm like, no shit. That's why they want they want the island. They want it for real estate. They want to start building on it. They want to put, like skyscrapers and shit, or make a little city and call it Rikers Island City or Rikers City. I don't know. But that's what they want it for. So they want to take the prisoners and put them in the city, in jails around the city, because they also want to make it easier for the family members of those in jail to visit. This is why they want to get rid of Rikers Island. Stupid. The stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's a fucking clown show here in New York City, guys. Getting rid of something because you want to, give family members a closer ride to visit their strange, weird, stupid, dumb. Liberals. That's what it is, guys. Liberals are the worst. They will absolutely wreck this country and not even look back and go, I'm sorry. Right? So, Oscar, you better behave yourself. Maybe I guess you're trying to have me read it, but Gene's all over this shit tonight, so be careful. Just a heads up. Christopher Colon, exactly, right? He wants to put 5 prisons in, and I think they want to put 2 in Brooklyn, actually. I think they want to put 2 in Brooklyn, 1 in Queens, 2 in the Bronx, 1 in Manhattan, 1 in Staten Island. Right, so that's more, like you said, it's more than 5. And guys, all for criminals, to make their lives easier and better. And listen, guys, I understand. There is something you need to understand. The prison is a business. It absolutely is. I do agree to some point that prisons need to be held to a higher standard and actually need to reform these guys. They don't need to be a moneymaker, and that's what they're turning out to be. There's a book called The New Jim Crow, and I know a lot of you might not appreciate a book like that, but it talks about the prison system and the money they make on prisoners going to jail. Now, it's predominantly black prisoners going to jail, but as a whole, guys, it's not about black or white. It's about money. And if you're a low-income, low-class person, right, and I hate to say it that way, you are a moneymaker for a state because you are prison material. You are somebody that the system could look at and go, lock this dude up. He doesn't have money to get out. And so we're going to make money in XYZ. Right? That's the problem with the prison system. So do I think there needs to be prison? Yes. Do I think they need to be monetized? No. But they are. You have judges that are being outed for putting guys away in jail for bullshit. Bullshit. Michelle Alexander wrote it. Just Be Real, thank you for that. Michelle Alexander wrote the book. Right? So it's a shitty spot, guys. I mean, race aside, it's a shitty spot. It's about the lower income people going to jail. Tony Tran, yes, the Jim Crow was that bad during its time, at least for black folks. But the new Jim Crow is the new slavery system called prison. And that's what people, listen, guys, I'm not going to get all into it because it's another topic for another day, or maybe for the Angry Truth channel. But the prison system is fucked up. It's a fucked up place. And like I said, I agree with prisons. But I also agree that prisons should actually teach guys skills, teach them a responsibility, teach them something tangible that they can be proud of when they leave, like ironworking. Though you can't have iron workshops or welding shops, sorry, in prisons. Now, some prisons do have welding programs, but not all can, right? So it depends on the level of security of that prison, depends on the workshops they'll have there to train these guys with a skill that's needed so that they can go out in the world and get a job. That's the thing with prisons. They're not doing that. And most prisons need to do that, but they don't. Now, there's a good show called The Mayor of Kingstown. Very good show. Just started. Started picking up. I'm in episode 2. Episode 2. Episode 3 looks like it's going to pick up. But that shows you about the industry of prison and how it's a moneymaker. It's a pretty good fucking show, guys. But again, if you're very interested, look at the new Jim Crow. Very interesting book. Again, race aside, it shows you about the economic system being built around prisons, or prisons being built around the economic system. Sorry. One Sun Observer. Someone put Malcolm X. Malcolm X has been in the paper a lot lately, and his older daughter died. 2 of the guys that shot him were exonerated because there was new evidence saying, they didn't do it. It was somebody else, and the guy that actually shot him is dead. But yeah, his name's it's been surfacing a lot lately, which I think is very interesting. But let's get back on deck, or on deck with the program. So anyway, guys, next topics we're going to talk about is a what if. This is a what if. This is not happening. I don't want anybody to come halfway into the show and go, oh my God, is there a smallpox outbreak in New York City? Is it happening? No, this is a what if, right? We don't want to be like another War of the Worlds, the situation. People turned on the radio and thought it was an alien attack. Okay? So, yes, RC, Malcolm X's daughter did die today. Right. No notification. Northern Girl Hobby said there was no notification. Yeah, a lot of people are missing notifications. I'm missing notifications of my own show. All right, so let's. That's a little telling what YouTube's doing. Anyway, guys, so here's the what if on the outbreak of smallpox in the city. Being that it's been talked about a lot, and I'm starting to hear Marsburg being talked about as well, we're going to stick to the outbreak of smallpox. So, yeah, Big Nasty, World War III would suck balls because we're at a different, technology-wise, we're in a different setting. We're in a different stage of the game. So World War III could be very, very, very bad for everyone. And I mean, not just the guys going over there and fighting, everyone. Right? Anyway, so guys, what a smallpox outbreak might look like in the city. So the first case, Kevin Grip, thank you for the donation, man. First case, guys, is going to spark concern and or fear. You're going to be sitting home and you're going to see, either on the bottom of the ticker of the screen or an actual news presentation come up and say, first case of smallpox found in the United States. Then they're going to be like, where in the United States? And they're going to be like, turn in at 10. No, tune in at 10. Then you got to wait till fucking 10 o'clock to tune in. And then you tune in and it tells you, New York City, first case. So now you know this guy was symptomatic. His name was probably Jimmy the Dickface, but they're going to withhold his name. But just know that it's Jimmy the Dickface. And certain people are going to become concerned. Certain people are going to have their antennas up. And certain people are going to get the shit scared out of them. Now, we watched how people behaved during COVID. We watched people become complete and utter cowards, including myself. All right? I remember when COVID hit, I was like wiping the break down and fucking I getting undressed in the hallway. I was that asshole in the beginning of this shit. And then the more research I started doing about it, I stopped being a fucking bitch. All right? But with COVID, with smallpox, this is a different ball game altogether, guys. Different ball game altogether. You're talking about fear that you've never seen before. You're going to have people fighting in the street to keep people away from one another. You're going to see people fighting in the train station. You're standing too fucking close to me. You're going to see people not coming to work after about a week or two of just one case. But then the second case pops up. a couple days later. Then number 3, then 20. And then after it hits 20, you know the shit is on. Now the CDC is racing to see if they can get ahead of this, or maybe they're playing like they're getting ahead of it, but they're trying to get ahead of it and they can't because it's New York City. These guys or these people were in a train station. They were going to work. They were symptomatic when they were going to work, but they didn't realize they were. So they were spreading it as they were standing fucking 2 feet, 1 feet, a couple of inches away from people in the train station. So they sneeze or cough just because they're clearing their throat, and there they go. Now more people are starting to spread it. Now, automatically, hospitals go into oh shit mode. The city goes into oh shit mode because they know what this means. Cops, firemen, EMTs, everybody, including us preppers that live in the city, go into oh shit mode. We're like, we know where this is going. Now, Shoshi, thank you for the donations, and I did read your emails. Thank you for that, and thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So now, you're going to see businesses taking a hit immediately. You're going to see, and when I mean taking a hit, people are going to stop coming into the stores. They're going to start recognizing this and like, yo, I'm not going to the store. I'm going to start Uber eating or Amazon shopping, food shopping. But then you're also going to see the other side of that coin. You're going to see people make a run to the supermarkets in any and every store they can to buy up everything and anything they can. So then you're going to see fighting there. Because people are going to, it's going to be Black Friday, but at a higher scale, probably 10 times, right? We've seen people fight over TVs. What do you think people are going to do when fighting over food? Truck drivers are going to probably start coming into the city. They're going to boycott or become sick themselves so they don't have to come into the city and deliver. There's going to be a mandate of some kind of everybody off the streets. You're going to see bare streets all over again, except for the emptiness is going to be worse. You're not going to see a soul on the street. Maybe me doing a live stream. That's about it. Then you're going to start seeing less cops, firefighters, EMT, sanitation workers, and hospital workers coming into work. You're going to see less nurses and doctors at the hospital while more patients are coming in. More patients come in, less doctors and nurses. That's going to build up a backlog of people that the hospital can never, ever catch up to. Then what? The guy who cleans the piss pot, I need you to help me do X, Y, and Z. They're going to start overworking their regular staff because they need them. Those people who thought they were safe behind a plexiglass are going to be told that they need to come out and help. Those people are going to get sick because they're so nervous, wearing their masks wrong, wearing gear. Hospitals don't have enough gear to pass around. Then, those people are not going to come into work anymore either. Then you're going to have hospitals with barely a skeleton crew inside. Now, there are treatments out there. There's 2 of them, and those treatments are probably going to be handed out as fast as they possibly can, but they won't be able to dole out those treatments fast enough. So TPOXX is one of them, and Tembeca is the other. Those are the 2 that have been passed this year. So now they're going to try to give those to people before they get heavily symptomatic, if you will, and they're going to try to give it out to those that they can. Then you're going to start seeing people who are with the skin rash come in, and there's not going to be any help for them. Then crime's going to spike for a little while until criminals realize that they can get this shit too. And then only criminals out there are going to be the opportunistic criminals that are going to sit there and rob, beat up whoever's left roaming the street, or even pushing robberies now because they can. Because you'll call 911 and you might get a 911 operator, you might not. You might get the busy signal. You might get the pre-recorded line, please keep trying back if this is an emergency. Now, you got a complete collapse of New York City. You got the financial market crashing because there's no one at work. People are scared. Like I said, if you thought people were scared of COVID, watch how scared people get if there's a smallpox outbreak. Society on its own will lock themselves down. They're not going to wait for the mayor or the governor to put us on lockdown. They'll be in lockdown before there's a mandate actually given. Sorry, I mentioned that earlier. And then people are going to become desperate. Now, the plan for my family, guys, the first case, actually we would wait till the 10th case of smallpox, the 20, and we're out. We are gone. We're going to go upstate, and we're going to hang out at a cabin up there. That's it. There's no trying to wait this out, see where this goes, and how many people might die. We ain't waiting shit out, man. We're gonna beat feet. So that's our plan. All right, guys. And then, like I said, once the economy starts tanking, the rest of the world's gonna feel it, and then you're gonna have the rest of the world starting to come down with smallpox. Not the rest of the world so much, but the rest of the United States. And then it's on. All right, and then you're probably gonna have martial law, all because of a virus. Now, again, guys, this is a what if. This doesn't mean this is gonna happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm praying it doesn't happen. But nonetheless, if it does happen, you need to have a plan. This is one of those things, guys, where you need a serious plan. Prepping for it. I'll have time. Listen, COVID, for example, everybody's like, you need to get out of the city. COVID's bad. And then I stayed, and guess what? Still alive. I didn't get, I got COVID, and then guess what I did? I treated COVID like my bitch, and I won. So did the family, right? And there was always a time you can get out. After the 10th case, guys, you're not going to see a mass exodus. Not yet. Right? So, you'll see the mass exodus when it's too late. We'll already be gone by the time that happens. And thank you for bringing that up, Tan L. Sorry, smallpox has a 30% more fatality rate. 30% chance of dying, guys. So imagine if COVID, guys, they scared people with a death rate, with a virus with a death rate of less than 1%. Now you got a virus with a death rate of 30%. On top of that, going blind, and guys, the possibility of using the use of your dick, right? So, how do you think people are going to respond to this? If people were terrified for something with a lower, way lower fatality rate, now you got something with a higher fatality rate and the possibility of blindness and impotency. No, thank you. All right. Now there was one guy on here. He was one of the first comments in the chat section. He was like, "Oh, this will be fake too, like COVID." I'm like, really, asshole. Smallpox isn't fake, and those are the guys who, once they get it, they're like, "I wish I never said that," kind of shit, But yeah, guys, 30% is a very high rate, considering. Now, I'm gonna push the envelope and say I think I'll be fine if I got it, but we're also talking about Russell the Muscle. Thank you for bringing that up. We're also talking about weaponized smallpox, guys. We're not just talking about regular smallpox. Weaponized. Weaponized is a different ballgame. And if that word comes out of their mouth on TV with smallpox cases, this shit is really on, and we really need to fucking, whatever, hide. Because there is no intermingling with people. Unless you know a group of people and you guys are all clear after 14 days. The incubation period is 10 to 14 days, by the way. So this can absolutely spread while a person's still asymptomatic. Tim Holzman, yeah, I would suspect that myself, that the weaponized version would definitely take more people out. Absolutely, right? Yeah, Bob L44. Is that 44 truck? Anyway, yeah, the bubonic plague did appear in the United States, but the bubonic plague has a cure or treatment process, so I'm not worried about that. Weaponized smallpox, especially if it's going to be released the way I think it's going to be released, that's a different ball game altogether, man. Different ball game altogether. Like I said, if this is, and guys, this is just war gaming, spitballing, right? This is not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying the possibility is there. Again, with all of them talking about this shit, and with two new drugs that just so happen to be passed, and with Biden doing something weird with the he signed a bill back in September. If I could find it, I'll do a video on it. But it was something interesting that had to do with the placement of supplies and stuff. And that was back in September. Strawberry 32, if I'm saying that right, or sweetberry. Sweetberry. Sweetberry 32, sorry. Yes, the smallpox definitely wiped out a lot of Native Americans. And so just imagine, those scientists remember that. They remember that like it was fucking yesterday. They know how to weaponize it now. It's definitely going to be a fucking a problem. Now, here's one of the problems that we're going to also see, guys. The lack of food. Who's going to restock the supermarkets? Who is going to be transporting the food? It's Sweetberry. All right. Who's going to be transporting the food? Truck drivers ain't going to be doing this shit, right? I mean, you had a lot of truck drivers, man, that said fuck COVID and kept driving and doing what they were doing. But you're talking about a different ball game now, an entirely different ball game. Slow Hatch. Yes, he did call it dark winter in one of his speeches at the beginning of the year. Jason Smith said Russia weaponized it 50 years ago. All right. Well, guys, weaponizing, or rather, Jason, weaponizing is it just Russia did it 50 years ago, but they didn't want to release it. Whoever is talking about releasing it now, they must not give a fuck, because this can absolutely backfire. Yes, Chris Robinson, produce your own food, but some of us can't do that. Right? Again, even if I left right now, would I have enough food grown by the time this shit kicks off? No. But some people do. Some of you guys got backyard. I would start planting fruits and vegetables right away. I would absolutely start this shit right away, guys. I would not fucking wait. We're also seeing a food shortage right now. So imagine what this is going to look like tenfold. You are absolutely going to have some assholes knocking on your door asking for food. Guys, even if you're not a prepper, but let's just say you got a well-off job, people are going to remember your high-paying job and come to your house because they're going to associate you having money and possibly having food in your house. That's how people are going to make that connection. So when people are making that connection, you're going to have visitors at your door, whether you're a prepper or not. Now, obviously, for the obvious reason, I would have to get out because some people in the neighborhood do know I'm a prepper, right? I was on that stupid TV show, Doomsday Prepper, right? And so people will make the connection. You know, some people will be like, oh, that dude, he's a fireman or was a fireman. He's got money. Let's go to his house. So we're going to have people knocking on your doors. The other reason, too, guys, to get out of the city, this might be a selfish reason. If I can't get out of the city, obviously I'm going to help out who I can. But I would rather get out of the city than have to tell somebody's family, no, I can't feed you, and then watch them whittle away and die. That's another reason for me getting out of the city. Sounds selfish, but I'd rather not deal with that. I mean, I'm out in the middle of the woods with someone. For someone to walk all the way to my house and be like, hey, can I have a can of beans? They might get a can of beans. But if they come back, they might get more than a can of beans, right? Glitter bomb. There's been no more monkeypox cases. There's only the 2. And both of those guys came from the same area. So, Bill Hurst, you're right. There is no cure for the leftist virus. Those assholes are assholes. Okie Rebel says he has 10 acres, grows his own food, goats, sheep, chickens. Listen, if I have to, I'll raise chickens in my fucking room, right? Dedicate my room as a what you call it, barn, if you will, or some shit, if I had to. But hopefully I won't have to go there. Hopefully I'll be out before that. Like I said, guys, we were looking to move, but this little hiccup called a mandate set that back for a little bit. Peter Piper, man, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Christine Monty. Yeah, there was 2 cases of monkeypox. There hasn't been any of smallpox, at least not yet. Supposedly the date is, and I don't subscribe to these dates, guys. I do not subscribe to these dates, but one of the dates I'm hearing is December 1st, and that's something big, not big, but something, a weird move is going to be made right after Thanksgiving. and that's going to set in motion what happens December 1st. So wait and see. Wait and see. Mike Pence's fly. Yeah, listen, it's going to happen. We got to wait a little bit now. You know, we're looking to bounce, and we weren't going to bounce far just because of the job. But now that I don't have a job, I guess, you know, we could definitely talk about going somewhere else. Right, so anyway, guys, that's the what if on Nicole. Thank you for the donation. That's the what if there was an outbreak here in the city, and that can be to any city, guys. I don't with smallpox. I could see them locking the city off. That's the one thing I forgot to say. They put the city on lockdown for something with a less than 1% fatality rate. You got something with a 30% mortality rate, and the epicenter seems to be New York City. I can see them locking it down to where we can't get out. That is why we're leaving before it gets to that point, right? If you see this in any city, guys, that you live in, if you live in Detroit, if you live in Los Angeles, right, San Francisco, Newark, New Jersey, you live in any of these places, guys, it's time to bounce. It's time to go, right? You hear these cases start climbing, get the fuck out before they lock it down, right? Yes, paddling up the Hudson would be an idea if I was by myself. Can't paddle with my family because they don't know how to paddle. I Am Legend would become a reality. I mean, I am black, I am bald, I have a dog. I just need a rifle, and then the whole picture's complete. And I need to be 6 feet tall and wear a leather jacket. Forget it. But yeah, it would almost be like that. Russell the Muscle Man, thank you for the donation. And thank you for the tips. Also, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival just brought up my canning. Oh, not Hudson Valley Prepping, sorry, North Shore Preparedness, sorry. Brought up my canning. Canning was pretty fun, guys. It was fun watching this thing, waiting for it to blow, like just sitting there. It was starting to make these weird sounds, like thinking, think, and I'm like, the fuck's going on? It was fun though. It was definitely it was fun to do. I'm definitely going to do it again. I'm going to wait till after Thanksgiving for the obvious reasons. I think I'm going to try to can soup next. Fuck it, try my luck with it, see what happens. And, you know, move on from there. But canning is definitely fun. And canning is another weapon in the arsenal. Holy shit, man. I mean, like, it really is. When you start canning, like, I only can carrots, and I go, man, I got fucking carrots that are going to be stashed away for a while. You know? Yeah, I know they don't blow. I'm joking, Dozer. I get that they have those release valves that blow before that thing blows. I get it. Especially if the rubber stopper at the back pops, you shut it off, right? You shut it off and then you let it come down in pressure. But yeah, I'm not worried about it. I was just joking around about it. But again, guys, it was fun, and it's great that it adds to your food. You can can and save so much money. And I wasn't watching Heart Homestead. I wasn't watching her. I was watching not Sutton, Needy Prepper, Needy Homestead, the lady that got into the accident. I was watching one of her older videos on how to use my particular canner, right? Because I don't have a weight, I don't have a gauge on it. So I looked to her, one of her videos, and I found the video I needed. And watching her video, I learned that the rocking of the weight and the rhythm, rather, that's what I was looking at. I was watching her video to get that. And the video she did, she was doing a test run with a jar of water, some shit inside. So I thought that was pretty cool. But that's what I was listening to in the background. And I must have watched that video sitting there probably 4 or 5 times. Just like making sure I had it right. And then while the weight started rocking, I turned her video on and, you know, was listening at the same time, like, all right, this is cool. At 3 of 9. Listen, the room, it's not even. I'll rent another storage unit if I have to, and make that shit into a little storage unit store. Taped deadline or tapped line. Thank you, man. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. And nice tagline, by the way. Am I frozen? All right, I'm looking. Needy Homesteader, thank you. That's what it is, Needy Homesteader. All right. Yes, I remember looking at her video and I'm watching. I'm like, isn't this the lady that got into the? And then I went on back in a couple of videos. I'm like, this is the lady that got into the accident. She seems to be holding it together pretty well, guys. You know, but listen, it sucks what happened to her. Minerva, there might be prepping communities in Pennsylvania, but you got to look that up on Facebook or meetup.com. You might be able to find prepper groups in that area. You might be able to. Armarna, thank you for the donation. I don't know why I look at some of these names. I'm having a stroke trying to read them. It's like it's simple too. Yeah, guys, so if you're looking for any preppers in your area, do yourself a favor and check Facebook first. Just type in, Vermont preppers or Jersey preppers or Las Vegas preppers. Just type that in and see what pops. And if nothing pops, go to meetup.com and look there. See what you can find. Okie Rebel, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to a year's worth of food stored. I'm working on soups next. And then I'm going to try to do canned meats. Not try, I'm going to do canned meats. I mean, it's a fairly simple process once you get it done. You do it once, you're like, holy shit, this isn't that bad, So it's intimidating, only the fact that I didn't want to fuck it up. I wasn't worried about it blowing up. That I was joking about. But I didn't want to fuck it up. Like, I was just like, oh, what if I fuck this up? What if all the glasses inside explode or crack or whatever, right? And I was always thinking about that. And once I started watching the videos and listening to Northern Girl Hobbies and Northern, North Shore Preparedness and even Ghost Prepper, watching their videos and listening to them, I'm like, I got this. I think I can do it, right? And then I was just like, okay, they're not going to break. Right? And even if they do, who gives a shit? Even if they break, they're inside the thing. I'll just start all over again, right? So, again, guys, I made a mountain out of a molehill, pretty much. And it wasn't that bad. Mom, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Now we're going to switching gears. We're going to talk about World War III, the possibility of World War III. Here's the deal with the World War III. Even the videos I've done, when I've done them, I've always said we are always on the brink of World War III. Always. Right? There's not a time in human history, or American history rather, that we're not on the brink of another World War. It just isn't. That's never that is never not the case. We are always on the brink of it. We're always looking at some fucking situation across the pond on the other side of the world going, this could lead to the next World War. We are always knocking at those gates, right? So, with everything going on, right, we have Russia shooting that satellite out of the sky. Like, what the fuck was that about, right? Then you had Russia threatening the Ukraine border as of recently, specifically, I guess, gathering troops or doing training missions by the Kerch Bridge, which connects Crimea and Russia, right? So that bridge connects those two, which I think is part of the Ukraine, right? So, which part of Ukraine, which is connected to Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, right? Then you have China developing a new age weapon called a hypersonic missile. The hypersonic missile, guys, I'm a little skeptical about. And I'm only skeptical about it is because we did the same shit back in the 80s with the Star Wars program. Right? We told the Russians that we have satellites that will shoot your missiles out of the sky. And Reagan completely bluffed, lied, and won. Because Russia bankrupted their entire country to develop a system that couldn't be made. At least not then. I think it could be made now, but it can't be then, right? Crimea belongs to Russia. Okay, not Ukraine. So they are operating on the borders of Ukraine. All right, thank you for that, Yuri Baskov. Right, so I think that the hypersonic missile is a bluff, guys. I think it's a bluff, and I think they said we got it and they don't, and they're trying to make us scramble. Like I said, well maybe they do, right? But again, I think it's a Star Wars program bluff, right? For those of you that remember the Star Wars program, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, do a little bit of research. It's very interesting. It was a very interesting tactical move without firing a shot. All right, so and someone just said screw Ukraine. I can care less about Ukraine myself. I really can't. But these are the things that they're saying might start the next world war. I don't think so. I think it might be something foolish, but I don't think this is it. We also have China. And here's the other reason why I don't think we're going to be headed towards it. People looking at China. China right now is having financial problems. They are probably going to collapse soon because of a couple of things that they didn't have the foresight to see happened in front of them. One of them was a real estate company that went belly up, right? And so China's in financial ruins right now. They were just getting out of something, now they're entering it again. They don't have the money or the power right now to start a fight unless they kick off a war right now before they go belly up. That would be the only way for there to be a third world war. They started something right this minute. But I don't think they are. I think China's trying to play the long game with the United States. I think they're going to try to take over the United States from the inside. I am seeing something worrisome, but I don't want to overshoot my thought on it. I'm going to wait and see if what I'm thinking is right. Unfortunately, to wait and see what I'm thinking, we got to wait another year or two. I think something is up with China and being here in the United States and seeing more representatives in higher positions here. Right? So we have to watch that very closely to see what's going on with that. Right? That's my opinion on the matter. Also, the Ukraine right now is rushing to upgrade their defense system in the Navy. They like I said, Russia's been pressuring them, and here they are upgrading their shit. Could that kick it off? It could, or it might not. It's not like they haven't been going at each other's necks for a while now. Nothing's happened. Then you have the Belarusian and the Poland incident, or Belarus and the Poland incident with the whole immigrant thing, which I'm like, I still don't understand. I don't get why Belarus is pushing the immigrants, to cross the Polish border, and the Polish sat there and went, they're not coming over. Now they withdrew the immigrants. They sent them back home, wherever the fuck home is. I don't know where that is. That didn't even make sense to me when they said that. But they said they sent them home. So right now, the tension died down a little bit, like that much. So instead of boiling over, it's down to this now. So we got to wait and see where that goes. But like I said before, guys, there's always tension around the world. We're always on the brink of World War III. There is no time in our history we were not at the brink of war. It's just what it is. So instead of starting a full world war, they're trying to take over the world with the mandates around the world. Look at not everyone, but look at all the countries that are protesting by the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people around the world are protesting against the mandates, the vaccine, and the passports. So maybe countries are not occupied with starting a third world war. Maybe they're trying to keep their citizens in line. All right? So we have to wait and see where all of this goes. We know one thing, the mandates are only going to get worse. All right? Now, if everybody's on board with the mandates, making sure their people are in line, then why would there be a world war? If the Russians, the Chinese, Americans are all trying to fall in line with the New World Order or the Great Reset or whatever you want to call it, why would there be a third world war? That would make no sense. Oh, because the Chinese want power. The New World Order, or the Great Reset, works that everybody in the high position or at the high table has equal power. It's already been established. So it's not like the Chinese and the Russians can get more power for tackling or attacking America. They have equal power across the board. And it's not even so much nations as it is who has the bigger dick and the most money has the power and controls X, Y, and Z. Right? So I don't think that the next world war could be a thing if they stay true to what they're doing. And that's regulating everybody's life. Telling you what you got to do when you have to do it. Telling you to put this in your body and not that in your body. If they stay that line, then yeah, I don't see a third world war. But if they don't, there possibly could be. Maybe all of this tension that they're building up is just a distraction. Maybe we're all going, oh my God, it's going down in Poland. And meanwhile, it's just a distraction. I don't know. We shall see. Right, the social credit scoring system is supposedly coming here. Thank you for that, Tim Osmond. It's supposedly coming here. The digital passport's already here. But the digital passport right now is between countries is different. They're trying to come up with one digital passport for around the world. And with those digital passports, guys, there comes a lot of benefits. That's why people are signing up for them. Thank you on the beard comments. Yeah, no, the girl. Hopefully this will pan out a little faster. But whatever. I got time. I don't have any reason to shave it now. So, we shall see where this goes, guys. As far as the whole Ukraine-Russian border thing, I don't know. I mean, will that start a third world war? I don't think so. I think it would start a war between those two countries, but not us getting involved. I don't think so. But then again, I'm not following it that closely. Big Nasty, I'm 44. Oh, the beard probably makes me look older. Do I already look older? But I'm 44. What is down turn 4? AJ, the Great Reset is not a watered down term for World War III. It's them locking us down and controlling us, the people. Has nothing to do with the higher powers, has nothing to do with military. They will use the military to establish order. But it's not about them going to war with one another. It really isn't. Like I said, they all have equal power. So whoever sits at the high table, my friend. Rustle the muscle, that's not happening. The beard makes me look younger. Thank you, Scrappy Cat. I guess. I don't know. My wife hates it. So now it has to stay on my face. Just because of that. I hate your beard. I'm like, well, now it stays. Because, when I was toying with the notion of shaving it off, she made that comment. I was like, all right, now it stays. Now you're punished. Yuri Beskov, I am still a firefighter, but I am still suspended. Or leave without pay. Leave without pay is a nice friendly way of saying you're suspended. Right, there is suspension, and then there's leave without pay, and this is leave without pay. Yeah, but anyway, guys. Yeah, my wife is gonna, try to have me shave it off while I sleep. I don't know. I'll wake up with half a beard. I'll just start all over again. Like I said, guys, I'm looking to keep this up for a couple months. I don't know, a couple months to see where it goes. See what I could get it to look like in 6 months, And then after that, I might get tired of it. I might shave it. I don't know. Osmond, yes, because of the mandates. I can't even grow hair, Jason. I'm bald up top. I got like a horseshoe shaped baldness thing going on here. Balding, rather. Paul Taylor, is that true? Did Patriot Nurse get banned from YouTube? Because she's been talking about it for a while. And not in depth either. SD, I don't have any spam stocked up. I had spam stocked up. I think I threw it away. But I don't have any spam. I really don't. But if she did get... Amy Guard, I saw that the change in terms of service in January. They're gonna ban content they don't like. Yeah, they said they were gonna be more transparent with the reason for banning. Not that they were going to ban more or less. They're gonna be more transparent. So we got to see where this goes, guys. I don't know how it works because there's some videos out there that like it throws the fucking vaccine under the bus and they're still up and running. So I don't get it why certain channels get a pass and others don't. I don't know. I don't understand why that happens. But nonetheless, it does. Gwen, I think we're gonna have a food shortage. Bad enough to stealing? I don't know. Breaking into homes? No, not that bad. Stealing from the stores? Yes. Breaking into homes? No. I don't know. I mean, like, listen, the food. There was an article, and actually, my son saw this article too. Well, he saw the Inside Edition version. I read the article on how restaurants, supermarkets are playing this game where they're making the shelf look stocked by putting fake cardboards of the canned items or whatever it is behind it to make it look like it's stocked, so that they don't give away the fact that there's less food. I am still seeing less foods in the shelves here in the city, but it hasn't gotten any worse, if that means anything. So I guess that's a good sign. All right, guys, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up before we bounce. I'm actually going to jump off of here in a couple minutes. Head over to the Angry Truth channel. Yeah, we're going to take this topic. We're going to talk about an Angry Truth channel tonight. What are we talking about tonight? We're going to talk about the Wisconsin Christmas parade incident, the federal mandate suspension, and the staffing shortage. Now, the federal mandate suspension I'm going to do a video on, but this tonight should be very interesting on why they suspended the mandate and why OSHA kicked it back. So this is that should be a decent portion in the video. We're also going to talk about staffing shortages. We've seen staffing shortages since the beginning of this year, but it's gotten worse since this year or later in the year. It's gotten worse. We're also going to talk about hospitals that were temporarily closed down or temporarily closed down their services because of staffing shortage. So hopefully you guys head over there with me. If not, for those of you that are going to bed, you can catch it on the later on the rerun, if you will. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for the donations and thank you for the support.